Hi, my name is Cherie, and this is my very first tarot reading video. I am excited to do this, a little hesitant because I'm not as well versed in tarot as I would like to be, but I love practicing. I love interpreting and using my creative flow and calling on my spirit guides, and getting a chance to get more in tune with my spirit guides. So really it's all a process, right? Everything is a journey, and there is no real right or wrong all the time. My cat's going crazy back there. So yeah, I just decided what better way to do it than to just start doing it. And if you like it, then you like it, and if you don't, then you don't have to come back. So gotta quickly determine whether or not I continue with this recording, because I will still do it whether people want me to or not, because I enjoy doing it. And yeah, so the reason why I wanted to do one today is this past weekend has just been icky for all sense of that. I did not enjoy my weekend emotionally. I was just very drained, very depressed, very low vibration. I could feel it, and I just needed to get out of the house. Luckily, I had work. Saturday was our last Saturday of the Halloween season for Balboa Trail, which I am a scare actor there. So I did get to go out and have fun and scare people, which is always a blast to make grown men scream. But I would definitely have to say that other than that, not really a good weekend. So I've kind of felt like there's a storm brewing and something is happening, but I just can't tell if there's gonna be just havoc that is destructive and negative and just not something I want to deal with, or if there's gonna be this very electric, magical, powerful energy that comes from it. Could be both, and I just can't decide on what I'm feeling because I'm feeling both and don't realize it right now. Hindsight's 2020. Everything always looks great after it happens. So it's a lot harder to decipher and figure out what's going on while it's going on. But I decided that I wanted to do a chaos tarot reading. So I'm just going to see kind of what chaos lies ahead and go from there. So the first card is the Foundation, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And I'm using the Goddess Tarot by Chris Walter, I believe is how you say the last name. I love these cards. I think they're beautiful. Here, I'll show this one right side up. They're beautiful. They're super detailed. And it always invokes a certain sense of storytelling. When I look at these cards, there's a lot of imagery that pops up, so I love them. But yeah, so the Queen of Pentacles is the Foundation. So obviously there are monetary, earthly things that are kind of at the foundation right now, as far as what's going on, what is the foundation of the chaos, where is this even internal struggle coming from. And I feel like it might be money. There might be a sense of instability, right? Because this reversal of it, I almost feel like reversal of fortunes, but not in the sense where like everything's gonna be terrible. Yeah, it's almost like letting things go, letting go of the possessions, almost like letting go to receive. I keep feeling, queens are entitled. They have this like divine right almost, based off of their earthly possessions, right? Their DNA, their bodily right. Not bodily right. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like not coming out. There's just like a sense of it's physical attachment. So they're not, their body is where people are resounding with this, like they have the right to be king or queen. And so you're almost like giving up the earthly stuff to get more in tune with spiritual, to be grateful and appreciate the earthly stuff. So it's not even that you're like completely shedding this earthly form or, monetary status or things like that. It's just more of getting rid of to receive. I keep seeing her rings. Her rings, they're like so small, but they're right here. They're like sapphire rings. They look like one rupee, but I keep seeing her taking off these rings. Like she's almost like wiggling her hands to like pull the rings off, like getting rid of them. But then it's like to have them be brought back. So I feel like, there's just that foundation of clean slate. You have to get rid of stuff for stuff to come in. You have to make room for better, bigger opportunities to come in. And if you're constantly harboring onto all of those things that you think make you, the labels, the titles, all of these different rights or entitlements, you're not going to get what you truly need and what you truly desire. And you're not going to be appreciative of the things that you have. So that's just what I'm picking up. So the next card is the catalyst of the chaos, if you will, of what's going on. And it is the fertility card. And so I cannot even say this name. Esenatella. So because it's a goddess tarot, all of these major arcana cards are goddesses. And so actually I'm going to look up what her little story is. I have my little bookie right here, and I like to, so like the stories about the goddesses, I feel like, represents why the goddesses were picked for each one. And sometimes I like to see what the little story says. So this benevolent Navajo corn goddess symbolizes the ever-changing, ever-fertile earth. Like the earth itself, Estantelli appears as a young maiden for the spring and summer months. As the wheel of the year changes to fall and winter, she changes in age to a crow. I'm so sorry if I messed that name up. It's just so many letters all together, consonants that are really hard to like sound out. So she's a corn goddess of the Navajo tribes, and she represents fertility, which makes sense. It's a fertility card, but she, just the picture is so warm and welcome. The bright like orange sunrise in the background. It could be a sunset, actually. I think it is a sunset. But her arms are open wide, like she's accepting. It's like the mom almost, the fertility figure of just like coming in, arms wide open, welcoming. The yellow in the, like, all in the background is just so vibrant and sunshiny and happy. That's like you almost just get this sense of warmth and love and like unconditional mother's love. And so, sometimes that does spark a little bit of chaos, depending on, what you're doing for love, how you're manifesting love, how you're accepting love. There's a lot of chaos that comes with growth. Corn grows out of soil. It has to break through that soil in order to grow. And there's a lot of chaos that happens in growth, a lot of chaos that happens in discovering new things about ourselves, discovering new things about other people. That's actually a really good card. Like, that just hit me really well as far as where I'm at personally with this. There's a lot of resignation already in these cards, but I really hope that it's the same for you, because I don't want to just do this for myself. Like, I actually enjoy reading for other people, as weird and different as it is to do it on camera, but I do enjoy it. And so I really hope that some of these cards, even if I don't say everything that you need to hear, maybe just one little thing sticks with you. And then as we grow together, maybe more things will stick. So yeah, the fertility card, I think, there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of movement that's happening. And it might even be with the Queen of Pentacles, having these cards go together, the foundation and the catalyst really makes sense, because you have to have a stable foundation when things are crazy. And when there's a tornado, that spiraling, circular, crazy energy, the foundation is what helps root that house down and keep that house down. So it's almost like that is just anchoring you, right? Getting rid of your earthly possessions to focus on your growth is something that might be very well needed, and shouldn't be worrying about the monetary or financial struggles right now. Really, look at how that's challenging you to grow and think different things and focus on different things, and really ask yourself what you want out of life. Because when you're doing things just to survive versus when you're doing things to thrive, there's a difference in mentality. There's a difference in action and behavior. There's a difference in just your presence, how you show up. So are you here to thrive and grow, or are you just here to survive? And ultimately that comes down to you and what you want your foundation to be. So, okay, next card is the Hidden Agenda. It's anything that's underlying your motives. It's underlying motives that are kind of going along with this, and they might be yours and they might be somebody else's, but it's the wonderful Five of Staves, and it was reversed. So with this, usually I get a lot of imagery in the sense of fighting yourself. There's a lot of discontentment, but this is also a fire card, so there's a lot of action with this. There's a lot of movement. So you might be working against yourself with this. You might be doing a lot of things that you think are in your best interest, or that are supposed to be helping you, when actually they're not. They're really hindering you. But because it's reversed, I feel like you might be working out of that. Like you might have started in the upright position and have been fighting yourself, but now you're kind of, you want to free yourself from that. You want to let go. You want to just be able to trust the universe and, let Jesus take the wheel. Take the wheel, Jesus. I don't have to do everything and just constantly battling myself. So maybe that entails you getting a chance to just sit down with yourself and be that stillness within the storm. Meditating, grounding yourself, doing breath work, really finding your center in order to let go of some of those contraindicating thoughts, stuff that really oppose each other, things that you think kind of make sense, and then when you really start to look at it, don't make sense at all, and they actually contradict each other very strongly. It could even be somebody that you're dealing with that cannot make up their damn mind. Sorry for the language, but that just popped out. They just cannot figure their own crap out, and they're fighting themselves, and you are so tired of it. You cannot deal with their energy, that battling energy of just, will you, won't you, should I stay, should I go, what am I doing here? Because there's the internal battle that they're dealing with that you can't battle it for them. You can't do it for them. They have to do their own work in their own time on their journey. And it's hard, but sometimes you have to move away from that. You have to give yourself the chance to succeed. And you can't do that when somebody else doesn't even know what they're doing. You can't help them. They can't help you. And so you have to have some time apart. You have to really question whether or not that relationship doesn't have to be significant other, could be parent, could be sibling, could be boss employee type relationship. There's definitely some sort of sense of just what are you doing? Where are you coming from with this? You said this one thing and then now you're saying this other thing. Make up your mind. What are you talking about? And so the Five of Staves really represents that being this kind of hidden agenda in a sense. It's not really, it's hidden, but it's not. You might already know it and just not want to admit it until you hear this and go, okay, maybe I should look into that. And I'm not saying you have to get rid of everything, move off into the wilderness and be a hermit and do your own thing, be spiritual. That's cool if you can do that, but in 2018 it's expensive. People have to work. You have reality to do things, and it goes back with that Queen of Pentacles. Are you grateful and appreciative and express that gratitude in things that you do on a daily basis, not just when good things happen, but when bad things happen, and you're willing to just acknowledge where that's taking you and how much growth you get from that. How much growth happens when there's pressure and bad things that are not always bad things. We see them as bad things, or we think that they're going to be bad things, but then they actually turn out to be really great things, or they motivate us to do great things. Blessings in disguise. People always think that bad things mean bad things, but sometimes that arrow has to be pulled back a little bit before it gets to be shot forward. So hindsight's 2020. And it's a lot easier to acknowledge things in the future, or when it's in the past, after it's happened, rather than in the present moment. And so I think that this right now is asking us to be a little bit more grateful in the moment and really appreciate where we're at and where we're going, along with where we've been. But yeah, not so bad. The Two of Swords is the next one, which is the obstacle, and it is reversed also. We've got a lot of reversed cards, which is not always a bad thing, Sometimes we're getting rid of stuff. Sometimes it's releasing old things or old habits or, things like that. So this one basically is what stands in our way right now. The obstacle, right? It's not that difficult. Two of Swords, though. So the Two of Swords is mainly dealing with internal, what our thought process is, right? And so she's blindfolded. There's a lot of the inability to see what's going on, and being able to figure out what the bigger picture is, what we're looking for, and with that, because it's the mental mind state, how do we feel about this when we think about it? Do we constantly replay things over in our head? Are we constantly battling over the two options, right? Should I stay? Should I go? Why am I here? What am I doing? Do I want to do this? Do I want to quit? Do I want to stay? Do I want to make that move? Do I not want to make that move? What am I doing? I'm weighing all of my decisions, but because I'm blindfolded, I don't really know what's going on. I can't make this decision. Or maybe I've already made this decision and I'm stuck on it now. I can't get over this decision. I can't decide whether it was right or not for that decision. Did I make the right choice? Is this going to pay off later? Am I not willing to let this go? Right? It's a beautiful picture, but at the same time, we have to maybe rely on our other senses. I'm getting, when your sight is taken away, what other senses do you have? What else can you use? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you sense? What is your gut telling you? She's sitting down, and she's sitting down in front of a river. And so I feel like if I close my eyes, I smell the water. I can smell the flowers that are behind her. I can feel the wind. I can hear the waves, like the movement of the water. So there's all of these other senses to use. We just so blindly rely on our sight, what we think we see, what we think is real because of what we see. Seeing is not always believing, but in this case, our obstacle is the fact that we think we just see what we believe, or we believe what we just see. And if we don't see it, then how can it be real or believable? And so we have to kind of move past that a little bit. Yeah, I like that one. That one was a real ball buster. Basically, make up your mind. Okay, so the next card is basically what is meant to be learned. And y'all don't laugh at me, but my mom gave me this deck when I was 17. I've had it for many, many, many years. And I lost my Ace of Pentacles card, so I decided to replace it with the front card. So that way I know that it's still the Ace of Pentacles, but I don't have the Ace of Pentacles, and I still wanted to use it in my deck. So this is my symbol for the Ace of Pentacles. It's just the Goddess card, front card, other than like the main one that they had. And so, yeah, it works. I still use it. I know that it's the Ace of Pentacles, even though it's actually not the Ace of Pentacles. But, you know, I think that the card was missing when I got the deck, and I just never realized it until probably like a few years ago. But ever since then, yeah, I've been using this one. And it was right side up, so Ace of Pentacles, yay! What is meant to be learned from that? Well, Pentacles, lots and lots of prosperity and abundance. But it has to do with you. I'm going to look this one up because I rarely use it. Like, it never came out. And I think that's why I never noticed, because I never had the Ace of Pentacles card come out. I wouldn't have noticed because I just got that. Oh my gosh. It wouldn't have come out because it's not there. But now that I put something in, now I get the Ace of Pentacles all the time. Well, anyways, I realized one day when I was looking that the Ace of Pentacles was never popping up. And it was when I was like studying these cards. Not studying, but working with them, learning them, looking at the imagery, what pops up. You know, I really take the time when I see my cards to see like what stands out to me. And different things will stand out during different readings, but that's usually what I do. So anyways, the Ace of Pentacles, it is normally a picture of the lush tree bears a fantastic fruit, a single golden pentacle. It is decorated with symbols of the lotus and the 5-pointed star. So that means the purest evocation of prosperity, fertility, and generosity, the beginning of a new phase of life that promises all of these things. So, Bala, Ace of Pentacles, basically what is meant to be learned? Prosperity, happiness, success, thriving, right? Going back to like the very beginning, 26 minutes ago, of what was the foundation. What did you need to do? Where were you using that catalyst, or where was that catalyst coming from? Growth. And the whole idea of thriving versus surviving. Are you thriving or are you surviving? Well, if you follow these cards there, you will be thriving. The Ace of Pentacles, you're gonna be doing well for yourself, whatever that version of well is for you. Right? I made my version of the Ace of Pentacles because I didn't have it. And I decided to just say I still wanted it and I needed it. And what could I have to do? What do I have? What resources do I have? How can I make this happen? Well, with this growth that's happening, with this ability to move past pettiness and really decide to not fight yourself or not fight the universe or whatever is working with you, using your other senses other than just what you think you see is right, you will start to develop certain skills, talents, assets, all of those wonderful things, whatever your best life is, to get that. And Ace of Pentacles, nobody's going to do it but you. You have to put in the work. It's you. It's always been you. You have to do it. Only you can do it. If you're a female, even if you're not a female, use a queen, right? Queen of Pentacles to get the Ace of Pentacles, to get all of that abundance. But you have to put in the work. You have to develop other senses other than just your eyes, your vision, right? You have to use other senses. And when you start to do that, you start to notice maybe that gut feeling that you get in the tummy, the butterfly feeling, maybe, you feel it in your third eye, you start to be able to visualize things, you feel the tingly on the top of your crown, like all of these different physical, vibrational changes that you start to experience. Listen to them. Notice if there's a pattern. See if there's something happening that happens only during certain times or certain thought processes or certain people around you or certain situations that you're in, and really hone in on those different things and follow them. See where it takes you. When I first started becoming aware of spiritual stuff, as an adult, I should say, I actually had somebody who told me for 30 days to not depend on my sight, which is really funny that one pops up because of that. But I had somebody tell me not to depend on my sight when it came to spirit guide stuff. To ask for help from my spirit guides and not just do everything on my own, basically. So she said for 30 days, take everything that you feel as truth. So whether that was my gut instinct feeling, whether that was the crowny feeling, I would get that all the time. Or what I would really get is when I would wake up or when I was about to go to sleep, basically when I was entering more of a dreamlike state, or exiting my dreamlike state, I would have a full body vibration where it literally felt like the bed was vibrating. It was moving so fast. Like I would sometimes open my eyes and try to look at my body to see if I was actually vibrating because it was so strong. And you just take that as something's happening spiritually, whether that's your spirit guide trying to contact you, whether that's your chakras opening up to things. Just you start to notice individually like what it is for you, what you experience, what it means when you experience those things. I don't want to necessarily say that they're like psychic abilities because I would not consider myself psychic. But I would say that I guess it's kind of like that. You do have some sort of like sixth sense. I think that humans are in tune with energies, even if we may not necessarily understand or acknowledge what it is. But I think that it's important to realize that is where you're going to start feeling certain things that'll lead you to the Ace of Pentacles. And so the more you follow those feelings, the more that you acknowledge those patterns, you'll start to see what serves you and what doesn't, who serves you and who doesn't in your life. Not, that they actually serve you, but are they helping you on your journey? Are you helping them on their journey? Or is it a toxic relationship that you should not be around, or a toxic situation that you shouldn't be around? And then you'll just get closer and closer and be happier and happier every day. So I think that it's very important for spiritual growth and work to do that. And so the next one is who or what will help you, and it's the wonderful Eight of Cups, which is such a beautiful card. The Eight of Cups, the lovely lady who is just standing out in front of the ocean, the beautiful moon in the background with the mountains. It's a water card, so of course there's water everywhere. You can't really see it too much. Oh, well, you kind of can, but right here on the top part basically is the Northern Lights. And so the cup cards are my favorite because they're just so beautiful and they invoke such a lunar mystical magic to me. I'm obsessed with the moon in general because I can't help it. But she is standing right here in front of the moon with the Northern Lights, and I just feel like this cup, or this card, sorry, for the Eight of Cups is you're almost there to completion of figuring out what's going on, right? Because it's the 8, so you're almost there, not quite. You still got a little bit of time, but you're starting to figure out. Oh, and this one was right side up. You're starting to figure out, like, what is your passion? What makes you happy? What makes you just swoon in the moonlight. Right? Like it's such a romantic card to me. The moon is so romantic. It's like close to my heart. I just want to hug it right now. I just love. Like that's how I feel right now. I just love. And there's so much love. There's so much love. Oceans of love, right? And just being able to find that love in anybody and everybody, the good in everybody, is what I feel with this right now. I don't normally feel this lovey with this card, but I just have this sense of like, the world is your oyster, and there's so much love and so much abundance. You can fill up all of your cups. All of the cups that you have, you can fill them all up, but it's emotional. There's this emotional sense, this underlying feeling of tenacity and hard work, resilience, but it's like emotional intelligence, right? That's that emotional strength. And this could be somebody who represents that for you, or who makes you feel that way, somebody who embodies those feelings, somebody who inspires you to be those feelings, right? Like this could be your muse who makes you feel all of these things that I'm feeling right now. La Luna, the woman of your dreams, the man of your dreams, the person of your dreams who just makes you feel like you are just in an abundant ocean of love. Yes, I love that one. Oh, I love it. I love it. You guys make me feel so much love. I don't know who's sending that to me to send out to them, but thank you, because we all need it, right? We all need that feeling of just like irrevocably loving somebody so intensely. And it only benefits the world, right? Everybody benefits from love. So anyways, the next one, the last one, is the final outcome. And it's strength, but it's reversed. And so that might sound a little weird since I was just talking about this one with mental strength, but I kind of feel like this is a sense of vulnerability. So remember in the very beginning when I was talking about the storm, and I couldn't tell whether it was a destructive or electric storm. Oh, hi, kitty. Hi. Somebody wants to come and play. She likes the storm too. So it's funny that the final outcome is a storm. It's a storm card and the strength. But I think it might be an electrical empowering thing that just gives you a sense of vulnerability, that just really breaks down that hardened shell who might be a little resistant to love, might be a little resistant to abundant love, right? The truly abundant love. And so, yeah, that's wild. That is wild. I love it when synchronicity just works like that. The angels are helping, the universe sends it all out, and sometimes I think I'm just blowing smoke up my own booty, and I'm not. The storm card came out. I was asking if it was going to be, what kind of storm it was going to be. Destructive or electric, empowering or havoc. And I think it might be a little bit of both, to be honest. I think it's breaking stuff down to build stuff up, right? We're releasing a lot of just blah, but also a lot of stuff that maybe to other people might seem like really great things, but it's not serving you anymore. It's not working. And you're growing from that. There's a lot of growth happening. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of discovery. There's a lot of journeying on this journey. You are working for it. And it's all good things. It's all great things, right? You have the Ace of Pentacles. You're doing the work to get to this point. You have the embodiment of love, of just flowing, of just the creative, like wonderful, amazing, yeah, like you're moving past stuff. You're being able to just accept all the love and moving away from all of the negative, all of the pettiness, all of the things that no longer serve you, right? And so you're just breaking down those barriers, breaking down those walls, and you're building strength, but in a way that you might not have imagined it. And sometimes that's more powerful and more strong than the typical ways we think, right? And there's going to be a sense of, is it all going to be worth it? Is this worth it? But it is. You're moving with that strength. You're moving with that just like electric current. You're on that current and you're putting your best foot forward right now. So I am so excited to see how this plays out for me and for you. I know that this went super long. It's basically going to be 40-ish minutes. But at the same time, it all came from where it needed to come from. Came to where it needed to come to. And whoever heard it needed to hear it, I'm sure. I know I certainly did. So let me know what you think. Do you want to have more? Should I do individual tarot readings? Should I do some zodiac tarot readings? I'm not really sure where I want to go with this. I really think it kind of depends on you guys, what you want me to do with this. And I would really love to hear your opinions. And also let me know if anything was true, not true, stuck, didn't stick, what you thought. Definitely will try to keep it a little bit shorter next time. Maybe not so much rambling. So, yes, I am excited. And I will see you guys later. Bye.